Hi, our topic was climate change and its effects in California. Our first graph shows the increasing average temperature in the United States over the years. Two different satellite methods, the UHS and the RSS, were used to measure the temperature and its increase from its set point, which shows how temperature has increased from climate change. The second pie chart shows the increase in total acres burned from wildfires from 2018 to 2021. California weather conditions are getting hotter and drier by the year due to worsening climate change, which leads to more acres burned per year. These two graphs together show how as temperature has increased and therefore climate change, fires have only gotten more dangerous.
Some impacts of climate change and fires is that for the environment, it burns down millions of acres of forests each wildfire season, which ranges from July to October. With droughts, many trees are being destroyed, and there was an 100% increase in tree fatalities in 2016. With floods, there's a leakage of bad organic chemicals and compounds in water supplies, which destroys ecosystems. The social impacts of worsening climate change is that there's poor air quality, which can cause really bad health problems for people in cities. And residents are forced to relocate and evacuate their homes. For droughts, it affects agriculture and disrupts the food chain and food distribution. Also, farmers can lose their jobs. Flooding can cause residents like at Hunters Point in San Francisco to evacuate, and it also destroys cultures that have been there since the 50s.
For economic impacts, fires lead to a lot of property damage, which leads into loss of revenue for housing markets and businesses. And for droughts, the agriculture industry has suffered from approximately $1.2 billion in crop losses this year and $810 million in 2021. And due to damage, and for floods, due to the damage that floods have created, it has caused producers of agriculture in the U.S. to lose 4.5 million in agriculture sales, especially in the Midwest. And for indirect causes of climate change, one of the direct causes of climate change is the release of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, which makes fires more damaging, droughts more frequent, and floods more impactful. And an indirect cause of climate change is the planned obsolescence. For example, in the state of California, as it is such a wealthy state, it has a higher possibility to overconsume products that are harmful to the environment and such as e-waste.
In correlation to our poster project, another city we wanted to mention was Flint, Michigan, which is a city in the United States that is mainly dominated by low-income, marginalized groups of people that had a water crisis that lasted for 9 extensive years. Due to the city's lack of attention to the water pipes and water infrastructure of Flint, the harmful bacteria and corrosive substances contaminated the drinkable water in Flint and caused harmful outbreaks of Legionnaire's disease, hair loss, skin rashes, and even infertility in women. I believe a solution to this issue would be for cities to have mandatory checkups of water pipes that are carrying the drinking water into cities. I believe it is very necessary to have reports and to maintain a good knowledge of knowing that there is no corrosive substances or bacterial growth in drinking water in order to not have another water crisis such as Flint happen again.
We did a case study on Hunters Point, which is a small coastal neighborhood in San Francisco, California, and has for decades been the victim of environmental injustice. Their history as a naval shipyard has caused years of nuclear waste and volatile organic compounds to seep deep into the soil. Current rising sea levels will cause the groundwater to flow into sewer lines and leak into the water supply, which poses a serious health threat to its residents. Additionally, the town faces corruption by Leonard Corporation, a housing and development company who was already constructed on Hunters Point. Leonard Corporation has been cited previously to have falsified data and has had numerous conflicts of interest between its members and the government representatives. Some solutions to our problems are, for the case of Hunters Point, the City and County of San Francisco grand jury suggests that the U.S. Navy commission a study to create detailed maps of the groundwater surface at the shipyard site under different sea level rise scenarios. This will make the cleanup process more efficient and better suited to the current issues that the area faces. Another solution is to include the affected groups in government policy and to have better visibility of the climate policy making process. This will ensure that residents' needs and environmental needs are met.